Hello everybody, Proboter doing here, back with Dark Souls 2. I did a lot of grinding, as you can see, and I'm gonna put that into use, get a lot of strength, get some dexterity, a bit more dexterity, and more strength. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. You can see that I only put some on the certain stats. We have doubled our level. Yeah. These certain stats will be helpful very soon. Especially vitality, because it improves how much I can carry, and that is very good to have. High vitality, because then you can roll fast and move fast while still having heavier armor. Which is, yeah, it's good. Alright, so I'm gonna center screen a bit more. Focus. Alright, so I have permanently grinded some enemies here. So there's some enemies missing. I also put the last ring around the boss fight, and Dusk isn't talking, which is weird. But yeah. We're gonna go to the first boss and then we're gonna level up some more. So here we go, these guys. Pretty tough, but now that we're tougher, bam, a lot more damage. Yeah. Speak up. Okay. Alright, so Dusk is gone, but that'll be fine for now. We don't need him. Yeah, we do. He'll be back soon. I'm sure of it. So, yeah, we're going to fight the first boss. Well, he's not technically the first boss, but for me, for us, he'll be the first boss. So there we go. We got that level ups in, so we're doing pretty good. We're going to eventually get up to 25 strength and 20 dexterity. And if you play this game, you'll probably know why. If you haven't, you'll see why. Alright, so that guy's dead. And here is an NPC summon. These are very good, because they will do a lot of damage to bosses usually, and they're really good for helpful. They distract the... They're good for helpful. Very helpful. They distract the boss a lot, and they are pretty cool. Some of these NPCs, like him, got Masterless Core, you can't actually like find them and talk to them and stuff, but some of them you can. See, this guy is not very tough now, or upgraded and stuff. I mean, he's not very tough in general, but he's still usually tougher than this. But yeah, we're just killing him. Murder of Dragon Rider. Yeah. Murdered. Soul. Yeah. We're not gonna need that. You can just get his halberd or a shield or a different weapon. And I don't really want any of those, so you can just use the soul. You can get a bunch of souls for your character. which is very good. I currently have 17,397. You only see 1739, but we do have that much. So here's her. We can buy miracles from her later, but right now they're pretty expensive, so I'm not gonna get them now. I'm just gonna level up. I'm gonna mostly focus on leveling up with our souls, because that is one of the best. That's, for me, that's the best way to use your souls to level up, make your character better. You can also buy items, but I just prefer level ups. Depends on the item, really. Where's she? Oh, okay. Well, I guess now's the time to show you. I got the Sublime Bone Dust. Now, which I already said what it does. Yeah, it increases the Estus Flask's healing ability, which is very good to have. So now it's at Estus Flask +1, which means it's stronger. I think it gets up to like +8 or something. Okay, 23 strength and I'll go with 22 strength and 16 dexterity. It's a little bit more balanced. Okay. Let's go to the Forest Fallen Giants. This is technically the first place you're supposed to go to, but I don't listen to rules. Here's a treasure chest. Inside of this treasure chest is the rusted coin, which it increases the chance of enemies dropping items for a temporary amount of time. It's pretty helpful, but there's also rings that do that, but they can do it better, so it gets worthless. I mean, you can like add on to that, add on to the ring's power with the rusted coin, but you won't really need drops all the time. Unless there's like some kind of rare, if you want like an enemy's armor set, and then you can get that. If you want the weapon, that'll help get a weapon. But sometimes enemy weapons are pretty good, but sometimes they're not. Human effigy? Yeah, like, in the first game, the Silver Knights, it was really good if they dropped their weapons, because they have really tough weapons. And especially the Black Knights. The Black Knights have like some of the strongest weapons in a game in the Dark Souls 1. If you get really lucky, they'll drop their item. And for me, I use the Black Knight Great Axe, which is the strong. I think it has the most damage, most strength of any weapon. But don't quote me on that. But you probably will, anyways. So now it's extremely easy to kill these basic enemies. And this is what we're supposed to fight at first. Not those big guys, but I fought them anyways. Alright. There's a life gem here. And here's the first bonfire in this place. At first I did not know this was here until a couple playthroughs in. So it's good to know that. I never really just looked up there, really. Yeah, like these guys, their drops are pretty pathetic. Like, none of the weapons or armors are as good as these ones. So, yeah. I wonder when this will be back. basically, I should explain a bit more about the gameplay. So you have R bumper is your basic light attack. L bumper is your left attack, or since I have a shield, it's block. And then L trigger is strong attack for that, but for us it's parry. And R trigger is strong attack. And if you tap up and R trigger with good timing, then you do a jump attack. If you do up and R bumper, you do like you like knock an enemy's block off. And yeah. That's also another attack where you sprint and then attack. It doesn't do any more damage, but it just kind of looks a bit different and cooler. See, his gloves, not as good as ours. They're pretty worthless. Unless you're like a deprived class, then that stuff is worthless. Deprived is like, you start out with nothing. I mean, you have the robe outfit, like the robes that you started out with. That's better than the hollow infantry stuff. Now, there's a short sword that we're not actually going to be using that. But if we wanted to dual wield, we could do that. But I prefer the sword and shield. Yeah, you can dual wield any weapon. You can even dual wield at great swords. I've only needed to do that for one boss fight. Otherwise, it's better to just use any weapon with a shield. I usually use heavy weapons with shields. That's just my type of way through. It's the way I play games. I like these Souls-like games and just Souls games. Like I play Lords of the Fallen with Sword and Shield, the Great Sword and Shield, but this guy, you don't have to kill him. I recommend it. But also, if you're a noob, I don't recommend it because he's pretty tough if you don't know what you're doing. But if you just block and circle and go to his back, you'll be able to do good. His back attacks do like a lot of damage. And so do parries, but they're way harder to pull off than his back attack. So I killed him pretty easily because I have experience fighting that guy. He drops his sword. In the next engine plus, they drop their arm pieces. Now you can see it does a little bit less damage, but it also does more damage because of its lightning damage attack. So it does different like look of attack, and it does I think it's a thrusting sword. Yeah, it's a slash thrust, and this is just a slash. So the sword, it does lightning damage, as you can see, a little lightning effect around him. So, and then here, and then drop down here, kill this guy. I know exactly where to end the video, and we're getting really close there. So here's this guy. Here's a good example of the back attack. Yeah. I'll try to do a counter later. Or no, I'm not. Okay. Okay. I'll heal. Yeah, I'm not very good at it. But I am good at like back attacks. So up here, you got this guy. This guy throws bombs, and he's also dead. Maybe we'll try to counter this guy. Okay, I don't think you can counter that attack, but he does like a light attack. Can you do a light attack, please? No? Alright, then I'll just kill you. There is a guy I do know how to parry pretty well with. And he's just up here. My battery's running low, so I'll just finish up this video. very soon. See this guy? He has a halberd. That's pretty easy to carry because of the way it moves. What just happened? Okay. I have no idea what I did, but okay. There we go. And then you knock him on the floor and then stab him apart. Does more damage than the typical back attack, but it's a bit harder to pull off. So I prefer just using back attacks. Now here's our first merchant and a bonfire. I'm just gonna end the video here at this bonfire. I'm gonna level up and stuff off camera. Probably get some stuff, get some like simple stuff done. And yeah, so then I'll probably record another video today, cause why not? So yeah, this has been EDITON with Dark Souls 2, and I'll see you next time. Peace.